Another thing I want to show you is how you can set up IKs in Blender. IK is short for inverse kinematics, and it is essentially a tool that allows you to pose a bone chain in one action. As you pose and animate the joint chain, the IK handle automatically figures out how to rotate all the joints in the joint chain using an IK solver. So let me show you the difference between IK and FK. Here I have two chains set up. This one is an FK chain and this one is an IK chain. The FK chain, which stands for forward kinematics, is what we have by default. With this type of chain, if you want this bone to reach this point here, you have to rotate each bone in the chain individually. In contrast, in our IK chain here, you have an IK solver, so you just grab the endpoint here, and when you move it, it moves the whole chain of joints. Blender automatically calculates the movement of the other joints. Each type of joint chain has its own use. In general, IK chains are perfect for arms and legs. Now let me show you how to set up an IK for the legs of our little character here. Currently we have an FK set up for the legs. So like I said earlier, we have to rotate each bone individually. This is too much effort to animate, so we want IKs instead. Let's add those now. To begin with, press Tab and go into edit mode. Grab the knee bones and move them a bit forward with G and Y. You always want to have a slight bend in the knee or elbow if you're going to be making an IK solver. This is so Blender knows which way the leg or arm should be bending. After this, grab the knee bone and press E and Y to extrude the bone forward. Then select the heel bone and press E and Y to extrude it backwards. Select the newly extruded bone and press Alt-P and choose Clear Parent to detach the bone from the leg. Do the same for the bone we extruded from the knee. Now these two bones are independent. Select the knee bone and move it forward with G and Y. In Bone Properties, you also want to turn off Deform for each bone. This ensures that they won't be deforming the mesh. Next, press F2 and rename the bones. Name the bottom one FootIK.L and the knee one KneeIK.L. The .L naming will allow you to mirror the bones later on. After this, press Tab and go into Pose mode. Select the lower leg bone. Go into Bone Constraint Properties here. From the drop-down menu, add Inverse Kinematics. In the Target field, choose Armature, and then in the Bone field, choose FootIK.L. Next, in Pull Target, choose the armature again. In the second bone field, put in the KneeIK.L. Your whole model will rotate weird now. That's okay. To fix that, all you need to do is put in the correct number in the chain length in this field here. I put in a value of 2 for mine. This means that the IK affects 2 bones in the chain. If you have more bones in your leg, here you can put the correct number for your setup. Now your foot is also rotated incorrectly. To fix that in Pull Angle, I put in a value of 90. Now in Pose mode, when you grab the FootIK bone we made and use G to move it, you can see that our leg moves as one whole chain. One thing we want to fix, however, is how the foot points downwards every time that we lift it. What we want instead is to have it face forward until we rotate it manually. Let's fix that now. Press Tab and go into Edit mode. Select the foot bone and then Shift select the FootIK bone. Press Ctrl P and then choose Keep Offset. Now the foot bone follows the rotation of the FootIK bone. The only problem is when we move the FootIK bone too far down, that detaches the foot bone from the chain. I'll show you how to stop that from happening now. Select the foot bone, then go into Bone Constraint Properties here. Add a Copy Location constraint. In Target, choose the armature, and then in Bone, put in the lower leg bone. Then set the value to 1 in the Head-Tail field. Now the foot copies the location of the tail of the leg bone, and it doesn't detach anymore. Now let's quickly do the exact same steps for the right leg. Press Tab and go into Edit mode. Select the foot IK and the knee IK and go into Armature, Symmetrize. Now we have the same bones on both sides. After this, press Tab and go into Pose mode. Select the right lower leg bone. Go into Bone Constraint Properties here. From the drop-down, add Inverse Kinematics. In the target field, choose Armature, and then in the bone field, choose FootIK.R. Next, in Pull Target, choose the armature again. In the second bone field, put in the Knee-IK.R. In the chain length, put in a value of 2. And to fix the rotation of the foot, put in a value of 90 in Pull Target. Next, press Tab and go into Edit mode. Select the foot bone and then Shift select the foot IK bone. Press Ctrl P and choose Keep Offset. Now the foot bone follows the foot IK bone. After that, press Tab and go into Pose mode. Select the foot bone. Then go into Bone Constraint Properties here. Add a Copy Location constraint. In Target, choose the armature, and then in Bone, put in the right lower leg bone. Then set the value to 1 in the Head/Tail field. You can also do the exact same steps for the arms if you want them to be IK. Typically here you would have a hand bone like this. You would have all the fingers parented to the hand bone, and then you would add your IK constraint to the hand bone at the end. Then you can follow the same steps we did for the legs to make sure the IK behaves correctly. Here I'm just adjusting some of the leg weight so they look nice when they bend. The IKs also make it a lot easier to test the deformations of the whole leg.